Hi, my name is Sharon. When it comes to problem analysis techniques that we have been looking at in our readings this week, it was very difficult for me to decide which one I felt had greater strengths over others. I really felt that each of those techniques worked well together, and some overlapped each other or complemented each other in the process. When it came to the root cause analysis, I really saw that to be a very comprehensive system. It wasn't really specific, as far as I could see, in providing an actual solution. It simply stated, now find and implement the solution. Found the maps to be quite complex, and so in looking at that, it looks like a very labor-intensive and time-consuming process, which for an extremely complex project or problem, or something that has significant repercussions, like in the illustration with the house that burned down, there could be significant safety repercussions, and so to really explore in depth and extensively what the problem could be and what the results were and the causes were, I think is an important time to use that particular form of analysis. The 5 whys are great in that it's simple and easy, in a sense that you know exactly what steps to follow. There isn't a huge document that you have to complete. That can be done in conversation, which is a great way to be able to problem solve. However, I found with that you could probably easily get sidetracked. What if you answer the why question incorrectly, and that in turn takes you down a path of exploration that you didn't really intend to go down, or that really doesn't help solve the problem. So you could get kind of lost in a loop of whys that don't really provide the answer. The CATWO example I thought was really helpful. The CATWO method I thought was helpful in providing categories of things that you really should consider when analyzing your problem. So that included what are the stakeholders, the participants, but also what is the worldview that we need to consider. And so it was helpful in making sure that all of these pieces were included in the analysis of the problem. However, it didn't really provide a strategy to solve the problem. And so I thought it could be paired with one of the other forms of problem analysis that we were looking at. But it is a good way to make sure that you're including and taking into consideration all these elements that could affect your problem. The drill down technique, I liked the fact that it could be low tech as well as high tech. It was kind of the elephant eating an elephant analogy, which my dad would often say to me, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And so really taking a big project and breaking it down into bite-sized chunks was helpful, and I thought that would be a good system, that would be a strength. However, I didn't feel like it was a standalone process, but that it could be paired again better with perhaps the 5 whys or some other form of problem analysis. The cause and effect, particularly the fishbone diagram, I really appreciated, because it was a systematic way to explore the challenges that one may face. And the kind of the different avenues that you need to explore when solving a problem. There could be multiple reasons why this problem exists, and so I felt the fishbone really created a visual way to follow that problem solving analysis without making it too complex or too difficult. It dissected the plan in a really healthy way, and created an organized look to the problem solving journey. Having said that, I feel that these 5 different types of problem analysis techniques could work depending on the situation and the problem at hand. In particular, problem that we just recently faced here at Salvation Factory, where I work, was that our printer costs per month were much higher than what we would have liked them to be. And so in asking the question why, we discovered that our printer that we had replaced quite recently had been replaced instead of replacing it with a black and white printer, which is really what we need for printing documentation. It was instead replaced with a color printer. We then looked at the cost of the cartridges for the color printers and discovered that the cost of the cartridges were abnormally high for that particular make and that particular style of printer. And then in addition to that, we also discovered that this printer didn't print back to back, which meant that we were using twice as much paper as usual. To solve this problem, we did meet with our IT department who orders the printers and had a discussion about them with what we actually needed this printer to achieve. We have access to a color printer that prints our graphic examples and illustrations for us, so we didn't need a second color printer. We needed one that could really print text, and we needed something that would print back to back and something that would allow us to replace cartridges in a more financially fiscally responsible way. And so we've managed to secure a replacement printer, and this printer is going to be allocated elsewhere. This will reduce our printing costs dramatically and allow our budget to be used more wisely. So that was our current problem. Thank you, everyone.